how it feels to play Anthem.
Dur! Ananı s***yene gitti ya bak! Seda! Ya bu televizyon kapanıyor muydu sendeyken? Bir ses var be! Hadi! Allah belanızı versin! Hadi abi, hadi! Geldi vallahi geldi! Gel onu
Hi, PlayStation. Yeah, there seems to be a problem. Every time I play Anthem on PlayStation, it keeps turning off. Yeah, what seems to be the problem? Well, I mean, the problem is every time I turn on my PlayStation and play Anthem, it's turning off. Yeah, what seems to be the problem? Oh yeah, there is no problem. Thank you for looking out for me. God, I love PlayStation, man.
EA Games.
We just need money. One more decent take and we're gone.
Okay, everybody, Ralph is not here today, okay? So it's going to be a solo episode with moi. People that are new to the channel, I do these ever so often, so you're going to have to deal with just me today, okay? Ralph is still hiding from the Anthem Reddit community, so he can't be here. Now, it's going to be a small episode today, okay, but we just wanted to cover a few things that have happened in the last 24 hours regarding Anthem. It is still fighting for the top spot of meme game of the century, and I think it's actually winning now. It seems that PlayStation is doing a solid for us in two ways. Number one, every time you play Anthem, it seems like the PlayStation is turning off, okay? The second one that PlayStation is doing a solid on is if the game is so fucking broken, it doesn't even work on your PlayStation, it seems like they're also giving you refunds, okay? There's a few other things too, so let's get into that. Now, we don't need to go into the ins and outs of Anthem. Everyone knows how it's going right now. Metacritic tells it all, really. Bad user score, bad critic score. The general consensus is right now the game's just kind of shucks, okay? Hopefully it'll get better in the future, but we all know right now it's not really in the best shape. And in my opinion, this game is now looking very similar to another game that we covered extensively at the end of last year, okay? It seems like now it's taking its meme-ish form of good old 76.
Okay, Bart, your turn. You got the dud!
Hey! He looks just like you, Poindexter!
Money.
Now, articles have been surfacing, right, from PlayStation players saying that when they're playing Anthem, the actual console is turning off mid-game. And it's not just turning off, it could be doing some potential damage. Okay, so this is one of the quotes. An article was written from good old Jason Schreier, and this is what it says. When encountering a crash or game error, sometimes I get booted to the main menu or out of the game completely to the PS4 dashboard. But as I said before, I think PlayStation is doing us a solid, everybody. Okay, it's looking at the game and going, guys, go outside, play something else, play God of War for God's sakes, but don't play this goddamn game. I'm sure a lot of people that are actually playing this game and then it like shuts down halfway through, they're like, oh, thank fucking Christ. But it goes further, right? So it's not only sometimes booting people to the actual PlayStation menu, sometimes it's turning off the whole game completely. The whole console is turning off, right? So this is another quote from the article. The console powers down and will not power on using the normal method of pressing the PS4 button on the controller. It's the same as if someone pulled the plug without properly shutting the hardware down or if the power went out in the house. Sometimes the button on the front of the console works, other times, I have to unplug the console, then plug it back in. The article continues with another experience. My PlayStation has been completely bricked to the point of not even turning on because of Anthem. So it's one thing, although it's bad, to be booting you to the main menu. It's another thing entirely when it actually shuts down your console. And the big problem here is it's actually putting a lot of PlayStations at risk because, as anyone knows with a computer or with anything, if you don't properly shut it down, there is a risk of damaging it, right? So if you're going to be putting a game on the PlayStation Store, PlayStation that is, If they're going to be putting a game on their store and then people are damaging their PlayStations, it seems like people should be able to get a refund, and that's exactly what's been happening. A few people on Reddit claim to have gotten their money back, while others say they were unsuccessful. So it's good to see that some people are getting their money back, but at the same time, it looks like some people aren't. But I'm hoping that the precedent now is being set that some people are getting their money. PlayStation knows that it's out there in the community, and they'll have to then honor more of those refunds.
Give me my money back. Give me my fucking money back. You motherfucker.
Now, one idea that's being put forward is the fact that this is all happening because the game is extremely taxing on the PlayStation. Now, we are getting towards the end of the life cycle, okay? The end of the life cycle of the PlayStation 4. So look, maybe this is extremely taxing on the PlayStation. That's why it's maybe overheating and shutting down. But that's still no excuse, because let's face it, Bioware's had 6 years to make this game. I don't know what they were doing for 6 years, for God's sakes. They had ample time to test these things and make sure it actually worked. Now, we know the current situation with Anthem, but at the very least, can they make sure that the consoles don't overheat when we have to play this laborious game?
Grandpa's tummy's hurting.
Let it out.
Try this one on for size. I'm so sorry. Are you? Oh my.
But look, we will have to see what happens, but I think it could set an interesting precedent. If we do see a mass refund on PlayStation, then a lot of publishers and developers looking on will go, hang on, we got to make sure that our game doesn't overheat. And as I said, we are at the end of the life cycle for PlayStation, so we might see a lot of games that are trying to push those graphics and think it might be okay to, like, you know, slip in the odd turning off your console here and there. Now, but who knows, right? You know, there's so many online services or so many games in general these days, they come out, they're unfinished or they're buggy as hell, and this just seems like it's the next step of just buggy mess. So hopefully this is fixed. Hopefully, as I said, it does set a precedent. They can't do these things. There is a huge refund that happens on PlayStation. BioWare learns their lesson, but we'll have to see. But that is all for today. Ralph is going to be back probably tomorrow, I know, which kind of sucks, but I will maybe do some more solo episodes when they come up. Love, appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Yong out.
Lining them up like Tahiti.